When the world hears the name Matt Damon, it thinks of prestige, discipline, and global stardom. The genius behind Good Will Hunting, the action icon of the Bourne film series. A Hollywood career built on strategy, careful choices, and long-term vision. Impulsiveness wasn't part of his story. Yet, in 2003, during the filming of Stuck on You in Miami, Matt Damon's life took a turn that no one predicted. One evening, seeking escape from the constant glare of fame, he stepped into a small, ordinary bar. And there she was, Luciana Barroso. A woman with no ties to Hollywood, no fascination with fame, and no desire to be part of the celebrity world. What happened next shocked everyone. In just 2 weeks, Matt made a promise to those closest to him, a promise that Luciana was the one he would marry. No hesitation, no backup plans, no red carpet spectacle. In a world where celebrity relationships crumble under the slightest pressure, this decision was bold, shocking, and unexpectedly permanent. Sometimes love doesn't need months. Sometimes clarity comes in days. For Matt Damon, it came in just 14 days. By 2003, Matt Damon had already become one of Hollywood's most respected stars. The success of Good Will Hunting had cemented him as a serious actor and Oscar-winning talent. The global triumph of the Bourne identity had transformed him into a bankable action star, a rare combination of intellect and box office appeal. Every move he made in his career seemed calculated. Every choice carefully weighed. Fame had never been accidental for Matt. It was always earned, yet even the most disciplined stars are not immune to the pressures of Hollywood. With cameras constantly flashing and studios scrutinizing every project, he often found himself exhausted by the demands of the industry. While filming Stuck on You in Miami, he faced a different kind of pressure, the personal strain of a life lived in the public eye. Amid the frenzy of filming, press tours, and fan attention, Matt yearned for a simple moment of normalcy. That moment arrived in the form of a local bar, quiet enough to avoid prying eyes, yet ordinary enough to be overlooked by everyone else. It was there that he first saw Luciana Barroso. She wasn't a celebrity. She wasn't an aspiring actress. She wasn't seeking fame or attention. She was working, grounded, and completely unaffected by the man standing before her. When the bar patrons began to recognize Matt and swarm him for photos and conversation, Luciana reportedly guided him behind the bar to a quieter space. A simple gesture, but for someone who had spent decades navigating the constant attention of fame, it was extraordinary. She treated him not as a star, but as a person. Their conversation flowed naturally. No career talk. No egos. No superficial charm or games. For Matt, who had spent years immersed in Hollywood's high-stakes social scene, this genuine interaction was rare. It was the kind of connection he hadn't realized he was craving. The ordinary had become extraordinary. By the end of that night, both felt something unexpected. A spark, yes, but also a sense of calm and authenticity. They began spending more time together, exploring the city, talking about life, family, and ordinary joys outside the glare of cameras. It was a pace and rhythm foreign to the Hollywood world Matt inhabited, yet profoundly compelling. Their connection moved fast, faster than anyone in Matt's circle anticipated. Luciana had a daughter from a previous relationship, a reality that might have complicated the relationship in many others' eyes. But Matt didn't see obstacles. He saw stability, responsibility, and depth. He admired the grounded, practical life she had built for herself and her family. Within just 2 weeks, he made a bold announcement to friends. He knew she was the one. In Hollywood terms, this was almost reckless. His inner circle, used to months of courtship and media-calibrated appearances, was stunned. 2 weeks? They warned him to slow down. 2 weeks is barely enough to know someone's favorite color, let alone their life's rhythm. But Matt's certainty was rooted in clarity. He had dated within the industry before, and he knew how fame could complicate and distort relationships. Luciana's life existed outside Hollywood. She didn't want the spotlight. She didn't need the fame. She simply lived. That independence, coupled with authenticity, created a rare trust. The early intensity of their connection didn't rely on grand gestures or social media validation. There were no public displays to prove the relationship. Instead, it was built on conversation, shared moments, and a mutual understanding that they wanted the same things: family, stability, and love grounded in reality. Friends soon realized this wasn't an impulsive romance. It was a deliberate choice, a conscious commitment made quickly but with deep understanding. Matt recognized something extraordinary in Luciana. She offered him normalcy, a grounding presence that balanced the chaos of his life. And in return, he offered commitment, care, and unwavering support. In 2005, Matt and Luciana quietly married in a private civil ceremony in New York. There were no magazines, no paparazzi, no Hollywood spectacle. Just a handful of close family and friends, and a promise to each other. Over the years, they built a blended family, eventually raising 4 daughters together. While Matt's career continued to flourish with global films and critical acclaim, their home life remained remarkably private. Luciana maintained her low-profile presence, never seeking recognition or attention, allowing the family a rare sense of normalcy. This stability influenced Matt profoundly. He became more selective about roles, turning down projects that might disrupt family life. Press tours were minimized. Private time was fiercely protected. Colleagues noticed a difference. He was calmer, grounded, and focused. A man transformed not by celebrity but by partnership. Their marriage survived in an industry notorious for fleeting romances. The 2-week promise that once seemed impulsive became a testament to the power of instinct, clarity, and trust. In an era where celebrity relationships are often measured in months, their story endured quietly, consistently, and meaningfully. Today, the story of Matt Damon and Luciana Barroso stands as one of Hollywood's most enduring love stories. It isn't defined by glamour, tabloids, or public spectacle. It's defined by ordinary moments, shared trust, and a commitment made boldly after just 14 days. Matt has often reflected on how meeting Luciana changed his perspective. Awards fade. Fame evolves. Films come and go. But real partnership, genuine love grounded in respect, understanding, and shared priorities remains. The 2-week promise wasn't just a romantic anecdote. It became a guiding principle in his life. Commitment without hesitation, clarity over doubt, and courage in the face of unconventional timing. It's a lesson not only in love but in trusting instinct, valuing authenticity, and prioritizing what truly matters. Even decades later, their marriage remains a quiet anchor in Hollywood's storm. Matt Damon, once the driven young actor navigating fame and expectation, found balance, purpose, and joy in the life he built with Luciana. Sometimes the boldest moves aren't in front of cameras or on screen. Sometimes they're in ordinary places, a small bar, a conversation, a choice to trust love. For Matt Damon, the most remarkable decision of his life wasn't winning Oscars or blockbuster fame. It was a simple promise made after just 2 weeks, one that changed his life forever.